The Reason Foundation, who have been stalwart supporters of everything Governor Perry and I are currently working on, in particular, Lynn Gilroy, Jeff Lawrence, and Greg Ferenstein. I'd also like to thank, above and beyond all those here in this room, the Texas legislators who have helped turn the fulcrum of history. Thank you. Right now, this very minute, scores of U.S. Special Forces veterans and their families are at the end of hope. Multiple prolonged deployments over decades of self-sacrificial service as the tip of the spear for America's unrivaled military might have left them broken in mind, body, and soul. As powerless witnesses to the progressive destruction of these formidable warriors, the families that depend on them are on the verge of implosion. Like legions of our brothers and sisters in arms across the country, these warriors' wounds, seen and unseen, have been met with the machinations of massive government systems which have enthroned themselves on the helplessness of powerless people. The prescribed and cultivated dependence on habituating synthetic pharmacology slowly euthanizes their bodies, anesthetizes their souls, and inflames their desire to die. Like millions of other Americans from all walks of life, these Special Forces veterans and their families have discovered that our government commodifies problems that it is supposed to solve by monetizing sustained human misery. Right now, this very minute, these veterans are refugees from the land of the free and home of the brave, among a flood of U.S. special operators who have fled this country through an underground railroad to Mexico to access the only treatment which can save and restore their shattered lives, Ibogaine, the most sophisticated molecule on the planet. According to the Defense and Veterans Brain Injury Center and the RAND's Invisible Wounds of War Project, 480,000 service members have sustained traumatic brain injuries since 2000, and 600,000 more live daily with post-traumatic stress, depression, pharmacological drug dependency, and other silent afflictions which substantially increase their risk of suicide. Deplorably, 24 years of unrelenting, unmerciful warfare have taken exponentially more service member lives here at home by suicide than have been lost on battlefields abroad. Since 9/11, over 30,000 active duty service members and post-9/11 veterans have died by suicide, a number 4 times greater than service members killed during combat over that same time frame. At least 22 veterans commit suicide every day, and at least 140,000 have taken their lives since 2001. Over the last 10 years, 1.5 million Americans have died from a combination of drug overdoses, alcohol-related disease, and suicide, a convergence of lethalities for which our veterans are ground zero. These deaths of spiritual despair exceed the total number of all U.S. soldiers killed in action since 1776. In 2024, researchers at Stanford University published a study in Nature Medicine, a top 3 global medical research journal, confirming that Ibogaine dramatically reduces post-traumatic stress, depression, anxiety, and suicidality while dramatically improving cognitive functioning in veterans with traumatic brain injury, Within 1 month of a single treatment, the participants experienced a nearly 90% reduction in symptomatology. Ibogaine has also shown breakthrough therapeutic results for the resolution of polysubstance use disorders, including opioids and methamphetamine, a substance for which we have no effective treatments for its dependency. Critically, recent scientific studies confirm that Ibogaine uniquely and singularly regenerates significant brain structures, a confirmed phenomenon that is unparalleled in the history of Western science. This newly discovered attribute holds revolutionary promise for the treatment of traumatic brain injuries, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, Lyme disease, and a host of other incurable neurological conditions which harm and disable the brain. Having recognized that the heart of trauma and addiction is profound spiritual affliction, mighty Texas has committed $50 million to achieve the moonshot of our time, the medicalization of Ibogaine within the United States, in order to serve and exalt the primacy of the human soul for all of our brothers and sisters who are lethally estranged from it. Governor Perry and our team at Americans for Ibogaine are shepherding an emerging vanguard of states who aim to join together to execute one unified FDA drug development trial with Ibogaine as a breakthrough treatment for opioid use disorder, co-occurring substance use disorder, as well as any other mental health or neurological conditions for which it demonstrates efficacy. This is history in the making right now. These states include Alabama, Idaho, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Missouri, Mississippi, New Hampshire, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Vermont, and last but not least, Michigan, where, according to State Representative Jamie Green, an individual like Michigan House Speaker Matt Hall exemplifies the kind of determined leadership necessary to make Ibogaine a medical reality in America. Governor Perry and I have had the privilege to deliver the Ibogaine gospel to millions of Americans since our interview with Mr. Joe Rogan was released on January 2nd of this year. Within the tsunami, and it has been a tsunami, of responses which have flooded my email since, I received this message from Christy and Jeremy Saucier from right here in Hutto, Texas, on the 4th of July. I wanted to follow up on our last message and give Bryan our deepest thanks for introducing us to Ibogaine. My husband and I completed our treatment, and it was nothing short of a miracle. My husband lost 12 fellow Marines at once due to an IED at the height of the war from 9/11. This man has been plagued for 21 years with post-traumatic stress, survivor's guilt, and alcohol abuse due to this tragic event. This medicine met him with a vision of all the fallen men he knew looking down from heaven and telling him it's okay to grow old. He then saw himself as an old man standing by his buddies' grave sites, honoring them. It was an experience that gave him permission to live the life God intended as a father, husband, and diminished his appetite for alcohol. One treatment has given us our life back. We are devout Christians, and our whole community was behind us going on this journey. I was also inspired by Bryan's story of his wife, which led me to receive Ibogaine alongside my husband. I have been prescribed heavy-duty antidepressants since I was 18. I felt immediate healing, and at age 43, I am no longer taking any medicine and feel purged from what conventional therapy couldn't do. Ibogaine acted like windshield wipers, cleaning the debris that was blocking our view so that we could finally see where we were going. Praise God for y'all and for this mission that will helpfully change the lives of millions. The Navy SEAL ethos, which is branded into the souls of these spectacular, selfless warriors, says, "My loyalty to team and country is beyond reproach. I humbly serve as a guardian to my fellow Americans, always ready to defend those who are unable to defend themselves. I do not advertise the nature of my work, nor seek recognition for my actions. I voluntarily accept the inherent hazards of my profession, placing the welfare and security of others before my own. For the hundreds of heroic families living behind doors, closed doors, of silent suffering in each one of your districts, they're hoping that your courage will be the answer to their desperate prayers. We best honor their lives by saving them now, by any means necessary."